Hi, welcome to video number 21 of the SQL Learning series where we are going to learn SQL by solving coding challenges. There's a link in the description. You can use that to land in this page. And on this page, make sure you have checked solved, unsolved, and SQL basic. Okay. Today we are going to solve this challenge, the pads. So open it. Okay. The problem statement is a bit long, so please read this. I'm going to give you a summary. So we have this table here called occupation. And in this table, we have two fields, name and occupation. We need this as output, okay? So we have two parts in this problem. In part one, we have to query an alphabetically ordered list of all the names, and we need the output in this format. In part two, we have to query the number of occurrence of each occupation, and we want to format the output like this. Okay, let's focus on part number one and then move to part number two, okay? So in part number one, we have to query the alphabetically ordered list of all the names, and we have to make sure the format is correct. We need the name, then an opening parenthesis, then we need the first character of the occupation, and it should be followed by a closing parenthesis, okay? So this is the format. So yeah, we can do this, okay? So I have already taught you how to extract characters from a string. If you have any confusion, please go back and review the past lectures. Now I want to introduce you to the concat function, okay? So this is the concat function. And here is an example. You can see the strings you want to concatenate, just pass that as an argument, okay? The concat function will concatenate the strings and give you this output, okay? So let's go back. We need names in alphabetical order, right? So select from the table name is occupations, sorry. And we need the names in alphabetical order, right? So order by name. And here, let's use the concat function. The first argument is the name, right? We need the name. So first argument is the name. Then we need an opening parenthesis. So here is the opening parenthesis. Then we need the first character of the occupation, okay? So we can use substring function to extract the first character. Substring. And inside the substring function, we pass the occupation field. Okay. Then we set the position to 1 and length to 1. Okay. This will give us the first character of the occupation. And finally, the closing parenthesis. Okay. So that's it. Let's check the result. Okay. You can see the names are ordered and the format is correct. Now let's move to part number 2. Okay. In part number 2, we have to use the group by statement to group the rows that have the same occupation and count the number of occurrence of each occupation. Okay. So the group by statement group the rows that have the same value into summary rows. The group by statement is often used with aggregation functions like count, max, min, sum, average, etc. Okay, so here is a syntax, and now I want to show you an example. Okay, so we have this table. These are the fields: country, continent, population, area, and currency. Suppose I want to know the count of countries in each continent. Here I can use the group by statement to slice the table into a set of rows where continent is the same. Okay, for example, the set of rows where continent is Asia, set of rows where continent is North America, etc. And I want to know the count, right? So I can use a count aggregation to count the number of rows in each of these result set. Okay, so let me show you the syntax. So select continent, count star from countries, group by continent. So we are grouping by continent. So here is the output. So you can see there are 59 African countries in this database and 52 European countries in this data set. So that's it, okay? So let's go back and solve our problem. In our problem, we have to query the number of occurrence of each occupation, okay? And we want to format it like this. So select from occupations. We have to group by occupation. So group by occupation, and we have to sort the occurrence in ascending order, right? So order by count of occupation field. Okay, now we need this format, okay? So we can use concat function. Okay, and the first argument is, I'm going to copy this part from here. Okay, be very careful because this format should be correct, otherwise you won't get the output. So this space here is indented, okay? Now I want the count, right? So we can use the count function, and I want to count the occupation. So here is it. Now I want a space here, right? So yeah, add a space. And finally, we need the occupation in lowercase, and it should end with a period. So we need the occupation in lowercase, right? So we can use the lower function. And the field is occupation. And finally, we need the plural here. So yeah, that's it. It should end with a period. So add the period. The format is correct. I think we are done. Let's run this. Great. You can see the result here, right? So that's it. So read about group by, read about concat, read about substring. And if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments. So that's it for today. See you next time. Bye.